there's huge concern over the massive rise in energy costs and just how much higher everyone's fuel bills are going to be. Government stepped in with some financial help, so I'm quickly going to go through what help is available. Here's the money that the government is offering. There's money off your bills, £200 off every electricity bill in England, Scotland and Wales from October this year. It's called the Energy Bill Discount Scheme. October. So you're going to have to wait 8 months for this help. It's going to be applied to all energy providers in England, Scotland and Wales. However, all right, important this, it is not a gift. It's an interest-free loan, effectively. It lasts only 6 months because you then have to start paying it back at least. Although you've got a lot of time to pay it back. That's when you start paying it back. And what you'll do is the electricity company will add £40 on every electricity bill every year for the next 5 years, starting in April next year, 2023. In addition, there's also going to be £150 off your council tax bill in April this year for homes in England. Only in England in council tax bands A, B, C and D. That means, well, I had a quick look at this. I think it means if your home is worth around about £120,000 or less, you'll benefit from the scheme. Council tax bands are different in Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland. Households living in those countries will have to wait to see what version of the rebate they're going to get. Now, that's why you see these headlines saying £350 of help. It's the £200 bill temporary discount and the £150 council tax cut for some. So most of the help is temporary and other bits only apply to some people. So this is not going to get rid of the core problem here. It might just delay it for a lot of people. But even so, there are some problems with how the scheme works and cracks you can fall in through. So here are some of them. There are loads of people who are not on the gas grid, for instance, and heat their homes through oil heaters. Oil prices have shot up, and for those heating their homes that way, there is no direct help. There is no direct help on the fuel bills, although they should get the council tax discount. Also, older people generally, people who live in a band E to H property, will not get the £150 rebate. Now, on the face of it, that seems like there's some fairness in that because people who can afford more expensive homes don't need the financial help. The problem is that some older people in particular have been in their home for a long time, decades, and they're now worth a lot more than when they bought them. So it looks like they're very well off, but actually they might not have a lot of cash or any actual cash, and so may still have trouble affording the higher fuel bills, so won't get any help through those schemes. The other end of the scale, younger people, may also fall through those cracks. So if you're living with your parents now or in the autumn of this year, you're not going to benefit from the discount. But then you might move out and live independently, and then you're going to pay the £40 a year extra on the electricity bills, even though you never got the sort of loan in the first place. Nothing you can do about that. Although there is a flip side. If you're sort of a young person living independently and you get a £200 discount now, but then move in with mum and dad, or move in together, in fact, with other young people, you'll pay that £40 between that group of people. So there might be winners and gainers. Shared houses are also problematic. Tenants who have their own rooms in multi-occupied houses may not pay for their electricity directly. The landlord, they often pay and then charges the tenants to reclaim the money. What's going to happen now is that landlords will get the £200 discount. The landlord will get it and have to meet the £40 repayment. The landlord will do that. And it's going to be up to the landlord whether that's reflected in rents. We'll see. Discretionary funds, well, to help people who fall between some of these cracks, each council is going to give them a share of a £144 million fund to set up a discretionary payment. Sounds a lot, 144 million quid. I don't know, divided around the whole country, it's not that much, is it? And indeed, I'm not sure there's many details of how we're going to benefit. However, there are some schemes, important stuff this. There is something called the Warm Home Discount Scheme. It applies in England and Wales. It's going to be improved for the winter of 22-23. The discount's going to be raised from £140 to £150. 10 quid. And However, it's going to be expanded to include more low-income households, and it's going to be paid on top of the new measures announced now. There's also the winter fuel payment paid to people who have reached state pension age. It's £200 per household. That's the standard rate. If you're a little older, aged 80 or more, the payment is £300 for the household. If you don't receive state pension or other state benefits, you should apply for this directly because you might not get it automatically. There's also, you can apply for help with insulation. The Energy Company Obligation Scheme, that's what it's called. The Energy Company Obligation Scheme means energy suppliers can provide loft, cavity and wall insulation up to a lot of money here, up to over £1,000 worth of insulation. It will help you make your home more energy efficient and reduce your energy bills. It's especially for low income and vulnerable people. You may be eligible if you qualify for the Warm Home Discount Scheme or you get any benefit. So look on the web for the Energy Company Obligation Scheme under insulation financial help. It's a ridiculously long URL to share, but if you go to Ofgem, which is the industry regulator, and type in Energy Company Obligation Scheme, you may find some help there. In summary, the £350 financial help headline is not all it seems, as most of it, I think, is better described as a loan, but it should help a lot of people, but it won't come in for a while. So you've got to manage. The warm home discount, the winter fuel payment, and free insulation may help. Definitely worth looking into to see if you qualify.